It's me, Joey, the Caribou Weather Dude, here to talk about how we do have some snow this week in BC and we have some cold weather coming. Although, really, the cold is going to go east in Canada and we're not going to get very much of it. We will get some. Yes, we'll talk all about that in a minute. Hey, Kenny, let's go. Sketched out. Big moose. Getting angrier. Now, if you jump off the roof. There she goes. You never know what can happen. What's going on, you know. Here she comes.
That was pretty close.
Here we are in southern BC right now. We do have a little bit of snow going on, especially if we look down. Looks like from Revelstoke, Malacqua, Sicamous, some good stuff in there through Kingfisher, Grindrod, Anglemont, seeing a little bit of snow. We had a little bit pass through Pritchard into Enderby. Kenny doesn't know who I'm talking to, so he thinks this is totally weird that I'm talking to nobody. And definitely a little bit of snow through Cherryville, Burton, and places like that. So that is nice up here in Barkerville. Just a little bit of snow passing through. We got this one little band still moving through. And we've had, it's just lightly snowing outside. And that's about all that's going on in the Caribou right now. But out in the world, there's some crazy, look at this, Mississippi right now, this evening at 10 o'clock our time. So what's that, midnight their time? Or 1 a.m. their time. Very strong looking thunderstorms moving through. But we're not here to talk about all them. We're here to talk about us mostly. We do see this is what's responsible. Cold air coming down, warm inflow from the south. Got this sort of jet that's moving along through Mexico right now, and it's going under the Gulf of Mexico up into Texas, and it's bringing a lot of warmth and moisture with it, and that's clashing. So we're having some very strong thunderstorm activity there right now, as we just saw. So what we have here is precipitation layered on top of temperature and wind. So obviously up in the northern part of Canada, very, very cold. But for our purposes here in BC is what we're most concerned about. But we'll watch this whole animation play through. There's our storms. Monday, really kicking up down there in southeastern United States. Cold air living up along through Hudson Bay. BC getting some snow through southern BC. Tuesday, those strong storms intensifying. And what's going to happen here is these are going to all coalesce. It's going to get very strong traction, going to move up into the U.S. coast. It's going to become a mid-latitude cyclone, and it's going to go up towards Canada. So our friends like Frankie McDonald there in eastern Canada are going to get themselves pummeled once again. Snow hanging around Tuesday still in southern BC. Just nothing crazy, but a little bit of snow. But in behind that, you can see some of that cold air at night coming in, right? So the snow sticking around the mountains. Here's that storm getting tighter and cold air sliding all the way down the Rocky Mountains. And we see the Arctic outbreak wanting to happen. Here she comes. There we go, Wednesday night. And we're into that cold temperatures Thursday. And that should blast all the way across much of west at nighttime, especially. But for BC, it should not be very, very long lasting. And the big deal after this storm that's going through eastern Canada through the middle of the week, of course, got the next round already on tap, forming out in the Gulf of Mexico. But here we got this big band of moisture, and there's talk that maybe there's going to be yet another crazy storm to hit Los Angeles sometime next weekend into California. So there we go. Cold air into BC. That mostly beats out the precipitation. That's the thing, you know. This pale blue dot. On it is every cow you've ever screamed at to get in the damn barn. Okay, so here's like I'm talking about. This is a 250 millibar. This is where the airplanes fly. It's the Jetstream. It's high at Jetstream, so you can see big storm trying to build through the United States there, sucking in cold air, meeting up with this Jetstream that's moving across through Mexico, up through Gulf states, and then that will push itself into Atlantic Canada as a storm this week. And we have just a little bit of flow in BC. See that? It's bringing a little bit of storm, but that's not crazy, is it? As you can see, still at that high elevation, it's mostly traveling it's still mostly going all the way around the world. So we're just gonna bump ahead 8 hours at a time here in the animation and watch how that jet stream is moving. Wait a second, what's going on up here? So suddenly, that's high pressure. And what's that going to do? It's going to push air south. It's It's going to push cold air south. There you go. That's Valentine's Day. Crazy looking. Wow, crazy looking. But that's what's going to bring all that cold air down. That's mostly what I want to show you. That's when we're going to see, especially, this pulling air down and sending it towards eastern Canada. There it goes. Whoosh. So isn't that marvelous looking? I needed to show you that. On Mondays, yeah, we definitely have a little bit of snow in southern BC, but it's not much. Really not much. You look at the storms going on in the United States, there's going to be some crazy storms. More tornadoes. Lots of tornado stories have been going on down there. And I suspect there'll be more of that. And you can see how that storm really pulls itself together and is aiming midweek. This is Tuesday already, aiming midweek up into Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, PEI, up towards Newfoundland, places like that. And we see BC, look at this. We got high pressure really blocking for us here. Really blocking. But it's going to bring that cold air south for us. Well, wait, look at, what's this up here? Crazy in Greenland. It's crazy from 54 below. Wednesday. There's our storm that's hitting the Maritimes. Here's some of our cold air showing up at night. Look, especially in the Rocky Mountains, 25 below is up there. Definitely into the 20s in the Chilcotins. Definitely a chilly night Thursday night. And not very warm during the day for a lot of us, except for, that's weird. +5 in the afternoon there in the Alberta side. What's it get to at night? -7. So some people are seeing pretty nice weather. And for some of us in BC, these won't be shocking. Cold temperatures, especially as we get into the weekend, that will mostly subside for us. It's really going to be Tuesday night, Wednesday, Thursday. We're going to see some of those coldest temperatures, especially Thursday morning, I think. I mean, these are subject to change. That's only one model. We could look through a bunch. But so in the next 3 days, we do have a little bit of snow here in southern BC. Definitely going to be happening, but nothing alarming. Nothing alarming. Maybe in some of the mountains of the coast there, 20, 30 centimeters in the next 3 days. Next 5 days, not really much of a change. 14 centimeters in Revelstoke, 16 Salmon Arm, maybe 13 in Cust. Maybe Kamloops gets another 8, 9. Maybe 100 Mile gets 10 centimeters. Quesnel might be getting 5. Valmount 5 or so. Golden 7. Not crazy snow totals. Maybe when we get into the next 10 days, we're going to see a change, but that remains to be seen. Because what you all want to know is what's going to happen when you try to go to work this week. And what's going to happen is definitely on Monday morning, if you're in southern British Columbia, you could have some slippery surfaces, some messy roads, whatnot. Some snow will be moving through that southern portion of BC. Should be clearing out for a lot of us through the day. This is all for mostly southern BC. Northern BC not getting much of this at all. Any of this. Not any of this, right? So go to Monday night. A little bit of snow sticking around in the Rockies, perhaps. That'll slip its way around and down, and that might bring some snow to both the Calgary side and to Revelstoke side. So through the Rocky Mountains there, Columbia's another little round of snow, maybe coming south into Cranbrook. That's really the eastern sections of BC that I'm looking at Tuesday. Let's check out these little storms here. Coalesce, and they're actually pretty strong. They get together there, 969. They got a big long tail. Look at this, dragging all the way across from Hawaii, all the way, wow, to the Philippines. So there is another potential for atmospheric river. But for BC, next weekend, if we get any of this, it looks like it's coming through the states and up the coast first. So we're not really the target of this. It's going to be the United States again. It's going to be California getting another beating, and they just had a crazy one not that long ago. That's when this storm is going to help propel it. Yeah, look at big time on next week Sunday. It's almost like 2 weeks to the day it's going to start moving in. So look out for our friends down in the United States. This is looking ahead, though, a little ways. The 20th, we don't know what's really going to happen by then. We're definitely going to see some effects from that storm pattern up into British Columbia. So that remains to be seen. We'll talk about that when we can talk about that. Anyways, thank you to my patrons and supporters. Sorry, my computer's been down for most of the weekend. To save you a long story short, trying to get the GPU to talk to the CPU and having to download this and fix that, and I need to upgrade things in the computer still. I'm still working on it. I did put in some new hard drives that were sent to me by Jason Mazappa. Thank you very much. So to everybody who's supporters and sponsors, thank you. You are helping me slowly get better and better and better at this and get better and better equipment and gear. Thank you.
I would just like the world to know how thankful I am to my patrons and supporters.
Thank you, everybody!
Anyways, do me a favor, if you like hearing weather reports from the mountains of British Columbia, do hit subscribe. I'm sorry, I feel a little out of practice after not really being at the computer all weekend. And of course, I do have the kids on the weekend too, so that makes it even harder. But I think my technology problems are solved. I should have no problem editing this video. I should not be cursing and swearing when I put this on the editing board. Let's find out for sure. I'll tell you next time. Come back and we'll see. Okay, bye.